and hate who can no longer speak. We must never give up. And if you're not registered to vote, I ask you to register today. Then help others register, and then stand with us to effect a positive change. Thank you. I turn it over to Senator Eslin.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle Kang. I'm a proud first-generation Korean American immigrant to Georgia in 1992, and I have called Georgia home for the past 32 years. I'm also be honored the Asian American candidate for House District 99, encompassing Suwannee, part of Duluth, and Sugar Hill. Today, I want to shed light on how Korean American community is transformed in Georgia during the Stop Asian Hate movement. I am one of the founders of the Atlanta Korean American Committee Against Asian Hate, and our committee holds significant importance. We swiftly formed this organization in response to the tragic events of the March 16 Atlanta shootings, where 6 victims among the 8 were Asian women. This marked the establishment of the first Korean American organization in Georgia that boldly advocates for racial and social justice. During a press conference with national media outlets just 2 days after the shootings, we demanded action from federal, state, and local government, as well as law enforcement agencies, to protect our lives and businesses from Asian hate crimes. In organizing the Stop Asian Hate Vigil, we made a deliberate effort to invite people from various backgrounds, including Black, Latinx, Muslim, immigrant, and people of color communities, fostering solidarity and unity against racial hatred and discrimination. Furthermore, we established connections with Asian justice movement groups in cities such as New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Seattle, and Philadelphia. Additionally, we facilitate our community discussion titled Why We Need to Include Asian American History in K-12 Curriculum. It became evident that educating Americans about the rich history and contributions of Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders over 200 years was crucial. However, despite our significant contributions, AANHPI individuals have often been scapegoated during national disasters, including the pandemic. As first-generation immigrants, we have faced challenges adjusting to life in America due to language barriers, limited information, and social networks. Shockingly, our children who are born and raised in America frequently encounter microaggressions and discrimination based on their skin color. From schools to the workplace, they have heard, "Your English is good. Where are you from?" We want our children to speak out against Asian hate and share their experiences as Asian Americans. We want to hear about their daily struggles in coping with microaggressions and bullies. Join us for the 3rd commemoration of the March 16 Atlanta shootings at the Korean Community Center on Saturday, March 16, 5 p.m. In a time when hatred, bigotry, and xenophobia prevail nationally and racial divisions worsen, we want to hear from Asian high school students about their vision beyond Stop Asian Hate. We are tired of hearing about revenge and retribution from the media during this year's presidential elections. It is time to promote unity and union against all forms of the hate. Thank you.
As the president of the Korean American Coalition of Metro Atlanta, and as someone who shared in our collective sorrow and resolve, I extend my heartfelt condolence and profound respect to the victims, their families, and the survivor of that tragic day. Their memories compel us to act, to honor their legacy through our unwavering commitment. Today, we unite not just in a remembrance of the lives we've lost, but in a reaffirmation of our collective resolve and the shared values that binds us as a community and a nation. It is a day to honor the resilience and unity that rose from that despair, a testament to our unbreakable spirit. 3 years ago, senseless violence shook the very foundation of our community, leaving behind a legacy of loss and sorrow. Yet, in the wake of such darkness, we, alongside numerous individuals and organizations, stood together, channeling our grief into a powerful force of change. Our efforts have sparked a vital movement to elevate awareness and advocacy for the Asian American Pacific Islander communities, both in Atlanta and across the nation. Despite our progress, our journey towards healing and unity remains ongoing. Stand Together is more than a rallying cry. It is a call to action for everyone here, lawmakers, community leaders, media professionals, and all who calls Atlanta a U.S. home, to transform our shared grief into a pillar of our strengths. It is a commitment to honor the victims with legacy that transcends tragedy, embedding the lessons of March 16th into our collective action and policies. We are called to embrace our diversity, our greatest strengths, by breaking down the barriers that divide us and protect the vulnerable population among us. As we reaffirm our commitment to stand together today, let this gathering serve as a powerful declaration of our dedication to a future where hate has no place in Atlanta or anywhere. A future where every individual, regardless of background, feels safe, valued, and loved. It is a pledge to maintain the spirit of unity, to transform our pain into force that ensures a community grounded in love, respect, and justice. In this spirit, I urge each of you to take action. Please go vote, continue to build bridges, bring awareness and consensus, demands impactful policies, and engage civically. Talk to those you need to close the gap, empower, inform, and share resources. Stand up for the vulnerable population among us, for it is in these actions that our true strength as a community in Atlanta is rebuilt. In closing, I want to express my profound gratitude to many of you here for embedding the spirit of Stand Together. Your unwavering commitment is a foundation upon which we build a community that not only honors those we've lost, but also pave the way for current and future generations where diversity, peace, and inclusivity are celebrated. Yet, let us not forget that the fight is far from over. Acts of hatred towards the API community and others are still surface, remaining us the need of constant vigilance and ongoing commitment to eradicate hate from our society. Thank you once again for standing together today and every day. Together, we will continue to build a legacy of unity and compassion, facing any challenges with collective strengths that lights the way for future generations. Let's continue to build a community that stands as the testament to the power of unity in the face of adversity. Thank you. And I'll turn the mic to the Senator.
Hello, thank you so much for joining us here today. I'm Victoria Nguyen, the founder of the Georgia API Hub. This week, we begin our Atlanta's March 16th remembrance events with this press conference at the Georgia State Capitol. to pay tribute to the lives lost on March 16, 2021, and the victims and survivors of many senseless violence acts across the nation. We continue to stand together, and that is our theme of this week, Stand Together, to demand immediate and ongoing actions against hate and violence against not only our Asian American Pacific Islander communities, but to stand together against hate across all of our diverse communities. March 16, 2021 was almost 3 years ago today. I remember waking up and feeling helpless, devastated to hear of the violence that took place right here in Atlanta when a gunman shot and killed 8 victims, 6 of whom were Asian American women. And not to mention that there have been since so many acts of violence, deaths, and murders of our communities across the nation. Through listening sessions of more than 200 community members, we heard that the shooting and all the videos of the violence against our communities have left deep scars on our hearts and shook our communities and woke our communities into action. Since then, we have fought, we have shown up at the capitals, we have met with our elected officials, we have come together as a community to mourn the losses of our communities, but to also fight against the injustice and to fight for change for our communities. This week, on Saturday, we are holding space to come together to grieve the deaths of the 316 victims and countless numbers of victims who have been killed since. We continue to fight, to continue to hold, and to build bridges with other communities who are experiencing similar hate. And as a community, we will not yield in demanding actions. And together, we will stand together at the Capitol, right here in the People's House, in the chambers, in their offices of the legislators. And we are in the People's House, and we will speak up against the anti-immigrant bills like the anti-alien land bills. We will speak up against the English-only bills. We will speak up against any bills that do not serve and support our Asian American immigrant and minority communities and other marginalized communities. We will stand together in the community. We will speak up. We will engage with civic leaders. We will engage with legislators, nonprofits, and civil rights groups to make sure that we continue to center the voices of our communities. And last but not least, we will stand together at the polls. We will register to vote. We will save the date and vote in the general primaries on May 21st, and we will show up and stand together in the general election of November 5th. So thank you so much, and we hope to see you on March 16th in the city of Norcross. And next, I'll pass it over to Mr. Mahmood.
Hi, good morning. Assalamu alaikum. For those that don't know, that means peace be upon to you. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of the press, and honored guests, thank you for joining us today at the Georgia Capitol as we commemorate the 3rd anniversary of a pivotal moment in history of the AAPI communities and advocacy. Today we gather not only to remember, but to also bring focus to the work that lies ahead. Before I continue, I do want to let you know our executive director of Voice of Muslims, Tanjina Islam, did ask me to share that she wanted to be here, but she could not due to travel. So she is here in spirit. My name is Don Mahmood, and I stand before you as a representative of Voices of Muslims. We're a grassroots organization of Muslim Americans committed to fostering participation in our democracy. Our mission is clear: to strive for a better quality of life, religious freedom, universal justice, human rights, racial equality, equal economic opportunities, voting rights, and the dismantling of the toxic narrative surrounding Islamophobia. In the aftermath of the horrific events, our communities were thrust into the spotlight, prompting us to come together as never before. The challenges we face are numerous, with Islamophobia at the forefront, leading to violence against Muslim students and others in the United States. Today I stand here not to delve into international political issues, but as our focus today is on unity, progress, and positive change within our own nation. Voices of Muslims believes in the power of unity, and that is what will sustain us through these trying times. We recognize that our collective strength lies in standing together, voting together, and championing the values that make America a diverse and thriving nation. Our call to action centers around the crucial need to preserve and protect our voting rights. In the face of adversity, it is at the ballot box that we can make our voices heard. Shaping a future that embraces diversity, tolerance, and justice for all. As we commemorate this anniversary, let us renew our commitment to the democratic principles that bind us together. We must focus tirelessly to ensure that every citizen, regardless of their background or beliefs, has the opportunity to participate in the democratic process. Voting is not just a right, it's a powerful tool that allows us to forge a path towards a more inclusive and equitable society. In conclusion, let us remember that the strength that we have found in unity following tragic events. Together, we can overcome the challenges that lie ahead. Let us stand together, vote together, and build a future where our democracy truly reflects values that we hold dear. Remember, the decisions that we make today shape the decisions of tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. That concludes our speakers list. And just to close things out in the spirit of standing together, which is the theme of this press conference, I would like to announce...
Bila's on her way. She asked for 2 minutes, so maybe we take questions.
I'd like to announce our first ever Tri-Caucus Town Hall with leaders of the AAPI Caucus, the GLBC, the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus, and Georgia's Legislative Hispanic Caucus. We will be meeting on Tuesday, March 19th, that's this upcoming Tuesday, at the Latin American Association on Buford Highway at 6:30. So I invite everyone here, or anyone who is interested, to join us for this historic first Tri-Caucus Town Hall in a way to show that Georgia is an increasingly diverse state, a majority minority state, and in working together with all our community partners and with community members and voters of color that we can truly affect change. Now, I would like to open up for if anyone has any questions while we wait for Senator Nabila Islam to come. Does anyone have any questions? All right. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us. Appreciate you all.
Take a group photo. We say take a group photo.